Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, is apparently the person who put in Donald Trump's head that he will be reinstated as the president of the United States in August. Trump is actually going around saying this. It's been confirmed. He genuinely believes that he is very soon to be reinstated as the president of the United States. And so no one is gonna wanna take responsibility for putting that dumb idea in Trump's head, except for Mike Lindell, who raised his hand and said, if Trump is saying August, that is probably because he heard me say it publicly. So two sources close to Trump told the Daily Beast that Trump has been increasingly asking confidants about the possibility of being reinstated in August. Now, if he's trusting the MyPillow guy on this, he should probably reconsider, because even Mike Lindell is wavering on the date of the reinstatement. The month of August for this is subjective. It is my hope that Donald Trump is reinstated after all the proof comes out by the end of August, but I don't know if it'll be that month specifically. I started saying August about 4 weeks ago. That was my estimation. I spoke about it with my lawyers, who said that they should have something ready for us to bring before the US Supreme Court by July. So in my mind, I hope that means that we could have Donald Trump back in the White House by August. That's how I landed on August, and I'm hopeful that that is correct. Well, time to drop that hope, because it is not correct. I mean, what evidence, guys? Like, what evidence? Over 60 court battles regarding the election, and the Trump campaign lost nearly every single one of them, with the exception of, I think, one, and it had more to do with like an election law in Pennsylvania that was actually at the end of the day pretty irrelevant. Like, it didn't overturn the results of the election. It's just,
yeah, it's the sick joke that will not end. And I don't know. I'm kind of amused by it, because there's a lot of people that are still running with this. Part of me feels like this is an orchestration by Trump and his cronies to keep people engaged, right? Like, if he just completely disappears, people are gonna lose interest in the cult. So in order to keep the fervor going, you gotta be putting out content. You notice cult leaders, they always have a new decree, right? If it, like L. Ron Hubbard, he would always come out with some new ending to Scientology. And there's this next level that you haven't, I know you paid $3 trillion in classes, but we have the next level. Like, you have to keep feeding the beast in order for the cult to keep going, And so the one dude that was basically telling people he was talking to God, he would get a decree, and then a few weeks later he get one that contradicted 3 decrees ago, and then and on and on and on it goes. And so I think that's what's happening with Trump right now. You got to feed the cult some content. They crave the content.
I mean, he's certainly not creating content through his From the Desk of Donald J. Trump blog, which he shuttered after less than a month of posting on it, because it was just so embarrassing. But I think that there's actually something to what you're saying, and I think you're right. I mean, obviously Trump is not gonna be reinstated in August. That's laughable. Mike Lindell is a certified lunatic. I mean, no one takes him seriously, including Republicans who kicked him out of a Republican Governors Association conference recently because of how embarrassing he is. But I am curious how long Trump can keep this up, because he is looking for ways to get attention. I think it's pretty clear. But 4 years is a long time, and I'm wondering what happens to the Republican Party and their devotion to Donald Trump in the next however many years, until we get to the next election cycle. I also just want to note that I lost my train of thought. I was trying to stall until I got it back, but no, I lost it. I don't know what I was gonna say next. I'm just sick of these people. I'm so sick of these people. But I'm also sick of the Democratic Party, which, by the way, it's so easy to hate the Democratic Party, especially after the story we did today with Joe Biden providing more tax cut concessions to Republicans in order to pass his infrastructure bill, when Democrats are the majority. Just what are you doing? So like I feel like I am politically homeless because I hate the corporate Democrats. I hate what the Democratic Party represents. Obviously can't stand the Republican Party. Homeless, like I just feel politically homeless because.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, for me, it's kind of easy. Like, if I'm gonna choose between latte sipping, snooty, coastal elites and God botherers, and like people who want to sit around and polish their guns in their house all day, probably gonna go with the latte sippers in San Francisco, and it's it's
because
barely the choice.
Corporate shill, Woz, that's why.
I'm a corporate shill. Yeah. I am a bit of a corporate shill. I'm not gonna lie. I work for a company called Spotify. It's about as corporate as it freaking gets. But yes, I am a bit of a corporate shill, I will say that, but there's gradients and degrees to even shilling, Anna, as you well know.
Do I well know?
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.